Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Me and this little llama here. We are back to finish up the build that we started in the last episode, which is pretty much this little custom gothic inspired church. And what we're going to do today in order to finish that all off is we are going to be adding a little bit of a graveyard around this area. So I'm super excited about this. I don't know why, but it was just something that I was really excited of when I thought about it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, coming over here to the front of the church, we're going to go ahead and start out by laying down our path. And I think we'll pretty much just do this straightforward. And so we'll make it a little bit something like that, just to start out with. Eventually we'll carry it on further back. And then I also want to go ahead and do one small path, sort of coming out to the side here, where we're going to have a little bit of a garden, a little bit of a bench right there, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So we're going to go ahead and build up this wall using primarily stone bricks, because the majority of the church build itself was built out of these round dead coral blocks, so the squares will help to sort of break that up and contrast it so you can tell, hey, this is a wall, this isn't part of the build. So we'll just go ahead and start out by laying down a generic wall just all the way around the church. And thing about it, I think rather than wrapping all the way around, we'll just go ahead and have it come up to about here so that it sort of is connected to the church and goes around that way. The reason that I decided to place the church and graveyard here is because having this wall here, it'll prevent NPCs or players from walking into things like this lava pool or into like the edge of this mine, even though this part's still pretty open, but we'll do some landscaping around that to try and deter people from doing that. A part of me wanted to build a tavern over in this area, but I was thinking about it, and having a tavern directly next to a giant pit in the ground seemed like kind of a bad idea, which is why we went with this build instead. Now, I think we'll want to go ahead and, we can also give it a little bit more shape. We don't have to make it so rectangular. We'll go ahead and take down these small trees surrounding it. And don't worry, we'll add some more custom trees in here so it doesn't look too bare. But right now, they're just kind of in the way. Okay, so now that we've gone ahead and detrunked those trees, those leaves should fall down on their own. And I think we'll take this build out this way. Let's get a bird's eye view here. So I think we'll want to have a little bit more room. I think we'll take it out to about here. And we'll just make this square up to that point. At this point, I'm not too worried about the terraforming. What the heck happened here? Oh, lightning must have struck. Oh man. Okay, well, we'll clean that up here in just a bit. But, yeah. What was I saying? I had something about the wall. Oh yeah, the terraforming. So I'm not too worried about sculpting the wall to the land at this point in time. As long as it matches this outside, we can lay it down. And then we can also go ahead and sort of clear out this inner area if we don't want this little hill, which we probably don't. So I'll go ahead and flatten that out here once we get this wall laid out. And that should be good for that. So you can sort of see the little shape back behind the church. So there's not too much to it. You know, I'm almost thinking that rather than having this weird steppy thing, we just bring this all the way out and make it a rectangle. Usually I try to avoid super geometric shapes like that, but in this case, since it is a wall, I think it would look a little bit better. So we'll just go ahead and clear our way through here. And we'll tear down that tree in just a little bit, the giant one. I do want to have a big tree in here, but I think I want it to be a custom tree as opposed to one of these things. Although we might be able to work off of it. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so now that I've gotten the first layer of wall laid down all around this place, I think I'm going to go ahead and layer it up to 3 high all around. And I think from there we'll, well, I'll just cut to when it's done. Now that we've gone ahead and layered up this wall all the way around, we can go ahead and come back through here. And as you can see, I added an additional block to the corners along with the sides of the gate. And I also made this a little bit smaller because I wanted that to, well, pretty much what it came down to was I didn't want these to be directly next to each other, and I wanted a little bit of a gap there. So even though it's a little tight, I think it still works out fine. Now we're going to add some detailing around this wall because it's for a Gothic church. Like, it can't be just a plain wall. That would be too boring. So now we'll go ahead and take some of these stone brick walls and we'll do these metal fences up on top as well to sort of mimic what we have going on with the roof. And then we're also going to layer down some metal in between the basically higher points around the top of this wall. So then it's a little bit something like that. And we'll add our little point over here as well. There we go. And we'll see how this looks as we put it in. If this is a little too much iron, what we can go ahead and do is we can add some more of these little points throughout here. So, like, what do we have here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, yeah, we can make this an odd number. Let's go out 5. I think that's even? Yeah, I think I did that right. And then let's just add one more spike up on top. So that sort of breaks up all the iron bars. And now sticking with that pattern, we can come out along here. And once we throw in our spiked corner, we'll go ahead and bring this out 5. And then we'll add another spike to it. Okay, so, whoops, too soon. There we go. 4, 5. Now, with this awkward little thing here, you know what? Why don't we do 5, and then we just build it up right here. I think that'll work well. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay, and then we'll bring this out like so. Oh, and we did way too many, obviously. 3, 4, 5, there we go. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that'll be 1. 1, 4, 5. And, oh, this tree makes things difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then to the end. Since this is kind of a little corner, you know, I was gonna say I don't want to worry about it too much, but maybe we bring this out a little bit further. So what is this now? 3? 4, 5? So what if we brought the wall out to here? And that would just give us a little bit more room to work with on the inside as well. So I don't see any harm in it. We might as well. There's not really any plan to build anything back here yet. This is about the limit of what I had pre-planned. So we should be good to make it a little bigger. Okay, we'll add all these spikes, and right there, doing something just like that. Oh, I really like the way that's coming along. I've just got to say that. Okay. I think this is definitely a build I'm gonna have to do more in my creative worlds. Or, not creative, but do more in my survival worlds. I will have random churches of notch everywhere. Okay, so now let's go ahead and bring this along here. And sorry folks, I know this is kind of boring just layering up the stone, but it'll get a little more interesting here pretty soon. At least I hope so. If not, I apologize in advance. Alright, so let's finish up this corner. There we go. And then well, it should be fine. Oh no, it'll be slightly off because of what we had a gate on the other side, so this won't quite work as far as I know, unless it does. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, so it does not. But you know what we can do? Let's go ahead and get rid of this. And then we'll do 3, 4, 5. We'll break this one. And then, actually, yeah, let's just do something like that. So we make this center one a little bit longer than before. And we'll get rid of this tree as well. And then we'll just top it off with these spikes. Okay. Ooh, where did that come from? Oh, you know what? It must have been when I was filling up the little, thingamajig inside the little, I don't even know what you call that. It's not really like a fountain, but, I'm not sure. Okay, so just like that, we've got our nice little spiked wall, and wow, I really love that design. I might have to do something more like this. Oh, you know what would be really cool? Is to do a full-on Gothic style city. That would be pretty awesome. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments below, and it might be a cool little side project to do. Alright, so now we can go ahead and move this off of our hotbar down there, and coming back around to the front, the first thing I want to do is add a little bit of a bench right in here. And so I thought that this crimson wood would look really good. Because we've got this purple and blue, so that just really goes with it. And it holds true to that Gothic style theme. Okay, so we'll just do something super basic like that. And, you know, let's go ahead and finish the path all the way down to where the bench ends. And then we'll throw in some bushes and maybe a small tree or something in there to make it less boring. Okay, now coming along here, I think, actually, I was thinking that I wanted to bring the path that way, but what if we just do it over through there? Because we have a little door over on this end. So if we do something like this out into the graves. I don't know whether yeah, we might as well just connect it. Okay, we'll just leave it like that for now, and we might make it a little bit bigger here in a bit. But for now, let's go ahead and do some slight terraforming. Oh, I feel like I'm in a prison back here. It's crazy. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this extra little hill here. And we'll replace all that dirt where the stone wall is with bricks once we're done with this. Okay, my hand's a little numb. Alright, let's fill in this area over here as well. Oops. Over here as well. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I've been recording for too long since I am recording this directly after the church build. But it's worth it. This place is looking really cool. Okay, so just like that, we got enough room now for the rest of our wall. And we will layer this in like so. Alright, so now that we've got this big flat area, I'll go ahead and start by taking down this tree, which you might not have to worry about if you're playing in a flat world or playing in a plains biome where you're building. Okay. And now... oh, I'll have to get rid of that soon. So I want to have a big tree somewhere in here. I'm thinking probably spruce. And I was kind of picturing it being back here in this back left corner. But now that we've got the bell tower over there, maybe it would look better in this corner. No, you know what? Because you're walking in over here, and it just looks better in that corner, I think. So we're not doing the full tree right now. I'm just laying down the base of it. I'm torn between whether I want to do a large or a medium tree. But I guess it'll depend on how much room we have after we add all of the graves. So now for these graves, there's a few different ways that we can do them. We can... actually... just curious here. Okay, no. Okay, yeah. Alright, thought process finished. Moving on. We want to do a few walls. So, primarily just stone for these. These andesite walls are going to be the majority of our headstones. Okay, so it's just starting out with these two. Let's go ahead and start laying some of these in. We want to have 2, or maybe even 3 away from this. That should be good. We'll bring this all the way down here for now. And then we'll just start laying down some of these gravestones as headstones. And you know, maybe we'll lay down a rock for the first one. That way it's kind of like this was the very first grave ever laid down in this city. So they didn't have fancy headstones yet, just those. You know, you gotta throw in a little bit of story to your world. You gotta make it fun. And I'm kind of thinking that we do some stairs as well. Does it look good like that? I don't know about that. Maybe like that? Could be fine. Okay, we'll just go with it. And then... actually, what if we do a little something like that? And give us some extra room by there. Yeah, I just want to make sure we've got enough room for decorative stuff over on that side as well. And then we'll just go ahead and place in a few more random ones here. I'm going to lay these out so that I have an idea of how far back we can go. Okay, yeah, because we don't want that one any further back, so looks like we can do about another 3-ish layers. Actually, maybe if we do one over here as well. And these might not all stay as that andesite. We might change that up a bit. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill these in kind of randomly. Before I do jump over though, I just want to test this out while you guys are here. I want to try to come up with some kind of like little cross. Now that's not bad. I just don't know if it's like perfect, you know? Maybe we'll leave it for now, and if I come up with a better design as we're going here, well, you'll see it. Okay, so we're coming back into here now, and I just want to switch up 1 or 2 more of these with more of a just basic wooden headstone tomb thing. It's obviously not a headstone. It's like a head wood thing. I don't know, guys. But basically we're just adding a little bit more variation. Okay, so something like that I'm thinking. And then let's go ahead and grab some coarse dirt, because once this all grows in and is regular grass, we want to go ahead and have maybe like 1 or 2 of these like pre-dug, or not even pre-dug, but just with like some coarse dirt. That way it looks like it was freshly dug and somebody just recently passed away and they were buried in those sections. That's what I'm going with anyway. And now back here in this corner, I thought it would be kind of a cool idea to make it empty, like it was dug up. And then you guys saw me pulling out that skeleton skull before, so this might not be something that's super easy to do if you're in survival. But I thought it'd be really cool to just have a little skeleton skull there, and that way it kind of looks like maybe there's been a grave digger coming through here or something. And you know what, instead of being in the first one, let's go ahead and put it actually in the second row so it's a little less obvious. Okay, yeah, so this one right here. That is perfect. I love it. Okay, so if you're basically, imagine that you're just running around in this world checking things out and you come across something like that. It's just the little stuff, you know, that you've got to enjoy. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and grab another shovel here and finish up this path. And we'll bring it out, oh, probably just to about here. And we'll bring it through here. And we want this to run through every one of the rows. And I'm not as excited about having this an extra block away now that these are only 2 blocks, but you know, it should be fine. Okay, so we'll just do something like that. And we might move that tree back a little bit here. Oh, did we not do... Oh, we didn't do any fresh dirt over here. Okay. I want to try and do one in all of these. Just because that... Oh, that one's directly lined up with that. Okay. This way, though, it looks a little bit more interesting. Sort of like with what we do on the texture for the buildings, you want to kind of make it a little bit more random. That way everything's not so plain and boring. And just to make this quicker, we'll go ahead and replace those. And that's looking pretty good, I think. I think I added a few more freshly dug graves than I wanted to. But, oh well. I like the design that it's got going. And then we just have to finish off this path right through here. Maybe we'll just do something like that. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. And now for this tree, I was almost thinking about doing one that's dead. Or maybe just with like less leaves. I don't know about dead. I mean, it would be appropriate since it's a graveyard, but at the same time, I feel like people would probably, hopefully, be keeping this place up a little better. But then again, at the same time, we've got gravediggers, so who knows, maybe not. Now, since we did go ahead and cover a how to build trees in a video not too long ago, I decided to fast forward this scene. But you can see me adding and taking away branches throughout this, trying to figure out what looks good. If you do need some more instructions on how to build trees, it comes down to just trying to figure out what looks good in your particular environment. But you can go ahead and check out the other video if you need further instructions or ideas on how to build custom trees. For now though, we're just gonna zoom through here and yeah, we'll get through it. Alright, so I think that's gonna do it for our big custom tree back here. And you know what, I think I'm torn. Does this look better? Not really. We'll just put that back. Okay, so now that we've got our custom tree in here, we're gonna go ahead and lay in a few random bushes along the area. And you know what could be kind of cool is what if we did like a little bit of a hole back here that people might not know about, and so that's how the gravedigger gets in, or something like that. I kind of like it. It's kind of hidden. Maybe if we do something like that. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. And then we'll extend that, bring that to there. That way the gravedigger is not just like walking through the front gates, you know? Oh, that actually reminds me, we have to go and add gates still. So we added a little bit of an entrance over there, but I also want to add some bars around the area to... It's a little hard to explain, but basically it'll make an open gate. So let's add just a few more of these bushes here as we're going along. Something like that should be good. Oh. Maybe like so. And let's do some over here. Okay, maybe not quite that much, but yeah, a little something like that. And then let's go ahead and throw in a little small tree here. Whoops. Okay, so just like that. And we got a little small tree. Hopefully it doesn't hang too much in that bench. And then let's go ahead and grab our iron bars. I think we still had some of those on us. And then we'll also grab some bone meal. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start bone mealing some of this area. Oh, our first flower. I'm actually surprised it took so long to get one. We got a few too many tall grass here, so I kind of just want to cut back on those a little bit. Maybe one in the corner should be fine. Okay, that looks good. Hey, our first yellow. Okay, so just like this, we're pretty much just putting this bone meal everywhere, trying to fill in some of this empty grass. Now we don't want to do this over here because we want this section to be more manicured. That way you can see all the gravestones and our lovely skull. And shoot, you know what? We need to put some coarse dirt under that. Let me go ahead and replace... Yes, you. Now this might drop the skull. Oh. I don't know if I have mad skill or if skulls just don't drop, but I'm gonna go with the first one. Okay. Now we'll finish bone mealing this section. And that looks pretty good. I don't want to do too much bone meal over here. Wouldn't want to, oh, you know what? We need a double fern right here. Yep, perfect. I don't want to cover up these graves, but maybe I'll do just a little bit behind it. Yeah, I think something like that looks pretty good. Okay, so that's looking good. I think if you have the extra room, I would recommend adding this extra layer of grass between the two in front of the gravestone. I think it just makes it look a little bit better than this. But we'll move on for now, since that would be a lot of work to push it even further back. And now for that gate that I mentioned, I was thinking something pretty much just like this. And even though this is way too big for the opening, we're gonna go ahead and do that. That way it looks like pretty much it would meet in like an arch in the center. And they kind of look a bit more like open gates. Okay, now I'm just gonna go ahead and throw a little bit more bone meal around this area, since I don't know if we'll be adding anything right down here or not. But I think that is going to do it for our little graveyard. Folks, I hope you did enjoy it, and seeing this together with our church, I think it is an amazing combo. Like, truly, this looks super good, and I think I'll go in there and replace that dirt underneath the wall with some stone to make it look a little bit better. But other than that, I really like how it turned out. It was bigger than I was expecting, but you know, it turned out to be a pretty cool build. So, if you did enjoy this video and the one before it where we built the church, go ahead and hit that like button. I do appreciate it. And if you want to see more cool builds like this, don't forget to hit subscribe, because they will be coming out 3 times a week. Now folks, I have no idea what we'll be building in the next episode, but whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be something cool. So, until next time, have an awesome one, and I will see you then. Bye!